And one more thing. One more thing, and one more thing, and one more thing. I'm gonna keep on talking with this accent as long as I got this hat on. But you don't gotta believe that I had a vision from God with Ronnie Mars. Whatever it was, it gave me like put together all this stuff that seems like it don't relate, but it does. It relates even to the way the brain works. And if I've been right on a lot, and a lot of even cognitive neuroscientists didn't agree with me at first or think they thought I was crazy. Now they write not articles like in Scientific American. Here's the thing. If you're a veteran, I'm with you. And I thank you. I really do. I'll say it without an accent. And the effects of war on your brains, like as an anatomic thing, like just the wounds you have in your brains because of your bravery and your service and your sacrifice. There are other Americans who have similar wounds just because they were born black and grew up in black communities in America where a war was waged and has been for 30 years. Trauma. You get a little kid, that little kid's brain evolved so that that little kid's sense of survival is keyed in on their parents being there or their caregivers and stable. You wage a war on drugs in black communities. I've seen this with my cousin's kids. When Abby, his girlfriend, was gone and he was drunk on heroin, it was just him, I saw the fear in their eyes. I remember these kind of things too. Because they were alone with him and he wasn't stable. It's like putting a gun to a kid's head. Because a kid less than 10 years old, their bodies, their brains, like not in the way it's conscious, they don't, their brains are not going to recognize or even distinguish between having a gun to your head and that kind of chronic trauma. So you're creating a situation with the war on drugs and mass incarceration over the past 30 years. We're guaranteed, there are black Americans who, as children, were thrown in to a situation in which their bodies wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them just growing up and them being at war. If you hold a gun to an adult's head, or you put that adult in combat, fight or flight's going to set in, but they're going to have, in a lot of cases, trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. With children, it's a little bit different, but the effect on the brain is the same. Only there's one more thing. Their brains haven't fully evolved, or not evolved, developed yet. We are, as human beings, are kind of unique in the world. Some animals are born with fully formed brains. Some takes a year or two. You get a puppy, it's going to have a fully formed brain in like a year or two. Ours isn't fully formed until we're 25. So you're throwing kids into a situation where the havoc that was wreaked on a lot of our wounded warriors on their brains was wreaked on the brains of millions of black children because of our policies. But here's the good news. If you served, thank you for your service. I'm sorry that you're wounded if you're a wounded warrior. There's probably a lot more who are wounded that even get reported, because PTSD is not something you just test for. But the good news is everyone can find comfort in people who are facing similar issues. Your community, Wounded Warriors with Wounded Brains, just got bigger. I promise you that this is for you too. Cross my heart, hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. Because if we could do this right, you'll live in a society that understands you better. That's true. That's absolutely true. If you don't believe me, I'm at 1003 Kings Row Road in Oxford, Pennsylvania. Come to my house. For your service, I'll give you whatever I can for a meal or a drink or something. I'll talk to you about it. I want to hear from you anyway. I'd like to get to know you. I don't care. Just come on over. But this is for you too. Black Lives Matter. Celebrate women. I love you, Ronnie. Yes, I take Adderall. Get over it. Part of what I'm trying to fight is a product of the war on drugs. So taking drugs is a part of it. Just get over it. Just tolerate it. I'm writing a book, among other things. A lot of people try to stop that too. It's all right. We'll get there.